Hello everyone, my name is Stas. I have been living in Poland for 8 years, and for 6 of those years, I have been running a business. We help companies enter the Polish market. In this video, I, Ate, will try to be as brief and concise as possible because you are entrepreneurs, and I value your time, my friends. To answer your question, what are the taxes in individual entrepreneurship? That is, in personal activity. And what are the taxes in a limited liability company? Which is better to choose? What to pay attention to, what nuances and risks exist? Because you are about to embark on an amazing, incredible adventure called Polish complicated taxes. But we will untangle all of this. So before watching the video, a hint will pop up here now. Watch the previous video on what is better to choose. What are the pros and cons in general in individual entrepreneurship and in owning a company? What are the risks for the members of the board, and so on, and so forth. A very useful video. You gave it thumbs up, so I'm recording the next video. Let's talk about the company. Once again, the first is the corporate income tax. You need to understand that in a company. LLC, which is analogous to our partnership, is a legal entity company. There is a double taxation system. This means that you record the net profit in the company, as a separate entity, a separate subject, and then, if you wish, pay yourself as a board member, either dividends or salaries. So, the first figure you need to understand is the 9% corporate income tax, until the company makes 2 million euros. And I'll immediately answer a common question in paid consultations, which you can order below. By the way, if needed. Is the 2 million for a single transaction, a single check, or for a year or for a month? Or is it in total? Or while the company operates, 2 million is until you reach 2 million. You can achieve it in 5 years, you can do it with a single check, and it's about revenue. So once you receive 2 million, after these 2 million, you pay a 19% corporate income tax. The second important tax is VAT, and it doesn't change whether you have a sole proprietorship or a company. The basic VAT rate is 23%, and both companies and sole proprietorships have the option to enter a preferential period, which is as follows. Up to $200,000 zlotys per year, here it's per year, you can choose not to become a VAT payer if you, in this year, received a turnover of up to 200,000 zlotys. After that, you will still be required to become a VAT payer. And if your type of activity does not require issuing invoices, initially with VAT, for example, consulting services by law, they immediately require you to issue a VAT invoice and become a VAT payer right away. But let's say, as far as I remember, interior design does not imply that you must immediately become a VAT payer. That is, you can have up to 200,000 a year with it. For some, 200,000 is a great income, so keep that in mind. Next is the tax on dividends, or the money you want to withdraw for yourself as an entrepreneur, as an owner, specifically for legal entities in Poland. So, there are two figures that are important to remember. The tax on dividend payments is 19%, but you can fix dividends together with your board members once a year. That is, dividends are paid once a year at 19%, which is not very convenient. And there is another option called paying board members, paying a management fee. This option, until 2022, allowed withdrawing money at 17%, but after the introduction of the Polish deal, which is a major update. In the tax base, you can now withdraw money at 26%. So either 19% but once a year, or 26% but at any time you want. Naturally, no one immediately pays a 9% corporate tax, then another 26%. There are options and ways to optimize all of this, but this is not a phone conversation. Therefore, if anyone is interested, leave a request for a paid consultation and we will discuss all of this with you. So let's summarize if we are talking about a CID company. Corporate tax is either 9% or 19%. PIT refers to the ways you withdraw money for yourself as an individual within your company. It's either 19% once a year or 26% at any time you wish. And VAT is 23% until you reach 200,000 or unless your type of activity requires you to be a VAT payer immediately. There are taxes related to employees, gift taxes, and many other taxes, but today in this video we are comparing from a taxation perspective. What is beneficial, having a company or activity, one special? Let's discuss activity, one special. Here things are a bit more complicated. If you're still here and you feel it's already difficult for you, then let me tell you this, guys. Perhaps it's too early for you to start a business, because if your head is already melting from all these rates, colors, pits, abbreviations, then it's too much for you. Is your working memory not handling it? And it's too early to think about business, because now we will talk about dressing someone special. I remind you that after the war in Ukraine began, Poland gave all Ukrainians the opportunity to open sole proprietor. And unlike Ukraine, the system here is a bit complicated. But I will try to explain it to you as simply as possible. There are 3 ways you can pay taxes within the framework of the sole proprietorship in Poland. It's very similar to our 3 groups, like in Ukraine's sole proprietorship, first, second, third group. So the first format of taxation is a scale, taxation. This is the tax scale, if translated literally. It works like this. Up to 120,000 PLN, you pay 26% of the net profit. And for everything above this amount, you pay 41%. Roughly speaking, if you earned 130,000 PLN net profit this year, from 120,000 PLN, you will pay 26% here, and from 10,000 PLN, you will pay 41%. This includes all profit taxes, ZUS, which arose in 2022 thanks to the Polish deal. Taking into account all taxes, I have immediately calculated the specific rate for you. Please subscribe to me, because this is very valuable information that we have gathered bit by bit. So the second taxation format for sole proprietors is the linear tax. This is a linear tax which is also paid from net profit, and it amounts to, attention, 23.9%, 3.9% from net profit, but without any restrictions on withdrawal. In other words, roughly speaking, you can earn a million zlotys in a year, yes, and withdraw all of it for yourself at 23.9% from the net profit. An important point, not everyone knows what net profit is, because in Ukraine, you simply pay from the turnover. And this, by the way, is the third taxation option in Poland. Net profit is when you earned 1,000 zlotys, spent 500 zlotys, and you still have 500 zlotys left. So from these 500 zlotys, you will pay 23.9% tax on the net profit without any restrictions. In my opinion, everything is clear and understandable. The third form is the most interesting. The form that many entrepreneurs have switched to this year, including Poles, primarily Poles, is the so-called lump sum tax. That is literally, I don't know, it's an English word, lump sum. That's probably how it's translated. It's a turnover tax, something similar to the third group of sole proprietors in Ukraine. What are the rates in this case? The rate ranges from 2 to 17% for each type of activity. This rate is different. For example, if you are involved in project management and design, the rate is 8%. If you are an IT specialist, meaning you work with code, the rate is 12%. And for each type of activity, you can actually select and see what the rate will be specifically for you. It is paid from the turnover. Does this mean that you earned this year 1 million zlotys? Your rate is 8%, so accordingly, you paid 8% of 1 million. How much is that? 80,000, right? That's all? Very simple and clear. The fourth bonus form of taxation, which I haven't encountered, I haven't seen anyone actually use it yet. It's an option and an opportunity to write to your tax office and request some additional tax discount. How it works, who the heck knows? Not a single accountant. No one could explain it to us clearly. So, well, maybe you know that such a thing exists. Perhaps if you're involved in something super exclusive, sophisticated, it might help you. But here, even I wash my hands of it. And I won't be able to advise you on anything. In summary, if we recap the video, we have approximately the following. On one hand, we have a legal entity where it seems necessary to record the company's net profit, then withdraw money for yourself at 26%. But there are ways to optimize this. On the other hand, there's the individual entrepreneur, i.e., where you need to calculate how much you will earn this year while also understanding, will you be engaged in only one type of activity or something else as well? Indeed, there are drawbacks to being an individual entrepreneur. There might not be double taxation, but there are drawbacks that can constrain you in the context of your activities. Watch the previous video again. Yes, it's very important. What to engage in? It's up to you to decide. Sit down and calculate. Everything, as I always say, starts with strategy, with your vision from your point A to point B, where you want to go. Sit down, calculate, and understand the issue. And if you need help, leave a request for a paid or free consultation, assistance in opening a company, or simply for a separate free service called Have Coffee with Stanislav. If I have the time, I will gladly do it. That's not all. For those who watch the video until the end, there's an absolutely amazing bonus coming up, friends. There is a concept known as tax residency. This is your tax residency as an individual based on where you live. In Poland, it arises after you have lived here for 181 days or under other circumstances. That's not the point right now. So if you are in Ukraine and you are a shareholder in various companies, including Polish ones, or in Cyprus, Singapore. If you have shares or companies in America or elsewhere, you fall under the concept of CFC. This is an abbreviation that translates as follows. Controlled foreign company, meaning you are a person who controls a foreign company. This is a matter we've recently started to delve into and explore how it works, and we discovered something interesting. Firstly, since 2022, a law on CFCs, or controlled foreign companies, has come into effect in Ukraine. It states that you must report to the government that you have a CFC. Yes, meaning such a company requires you to submit reports, consolidate them, including submitting reports for your foreign company. So, if you're interested in us recording a video ourselves, or inviting an expert on this topic, please let me know in the comments. I already have such a person. I just need to understand if you want to delve into these matters at all. And if you're not interested, then I will spark that interest. I will make you. The fines are insane, like over 700, 760. 1,000 hryvnias fine if you didn't notify the state authority in Ukraine that you have a CFC, that you have a controlled foreign company. All of this doesn't apply, of course, during the war, but soon we will win this war. And naturally, everything will proceed as usual. So let me know if you're interested in learning more about CFCs, tax residency, and how it all works, not only in the context of Ukraine, Poland, but also in the context of the world, and different jurisdictions. And if needed, we'll record a video for you. This is Stas. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and follow on Instagram. There will soon be cool posts about business in Poland, and I wish you successful business here in Poland.